You've been casting for 3 hours under a brutal sun. You've changed baits, walked the bank, and caught absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, the guy 50 yards away is pulling in fish after fish. It feels like bad luck, but it's not. The truth? You are quietly making small, invisible errors that are warning the fish to stay away. Today I am breaking down the 10 beginner bass fishing mistakes ruining your chances and how to fix them right now. Before we dive in, if you want to skip the frustration and catch more fish every time you hit the water, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, the instant topwater hook set. There is nothing more exciting than a bass shattering the surface to crush your lure. Your adrenaline spikes, and your instinct is to violently yank the rod. But when a bass blows up on a bait, they often engulf it and turn before closing their jaws. If you set the hook the millisecond you see the splash, you will rip that lure right out of its mouth. The fix? Fight your reflexes. See the splash, wait a fraction of a second until you actually feel the heavy weight of the fish on your line, and then set the hook. Mistake number 2, crooked soft plastics. Beginners often thread a plastic worm onto a hook in a rush, leaving it slightly bunched or curved. Underwater, this is a disaster. A crooked plastic bait doesn't swim. It spins in circles like a helicopter blade. Bass are highly evolved visual predators. If a worm is spinning like a drill bit, it screams fake and they will not bite. Take an extra 10 seconds to rig your plastics perfectly straight. If there is a hump or tension, redo it. It must hang flawlessly. Mistake number 3, fishing way too fast when the bite gets tough. When beginners stop getting bites, they panic. They reel faster and cast frantically to cover more water, but bass are cold-blooded. When the water gets cold, or after a heavy weather front, their metabolism drops. They will not burn precious energy chasing a fast-moving crankbait. You have to slow down. Drag a jig or a Texas rig an inch at a time. Let it sit completely still on the bottom. Patience catches lethargic fish when speed fails. Mistake number 4, hiding from the wind. It's natural to want to fish the calm, quiet side of the lake. It's easier to cast and more comfortable for you. But fishing isn't about your comfort. It's about the food chain. Wind acts like a conveyor belt, pushing microscopic plankton against the wind-blown shoreline. Bait fish follow the plankton, and giant bass follow the bait fish. Turn around and fish the banks where the wind is blowing directly into your face. That choppy water is exactly where the predators are hunting. Mistake number 5, the fear of snags. Fishing gear is expensive, so beginners naturally cast into the middle of the lake where it's safe. No trees, no weeds, no rocks. But bass are ambush predators without eyelids. They need shade and physical cover to hide behind and surprise their prey. If you are casting into a clean, empty swimming pool, you won't find fish. You have to cast right next to fallen trees, under docks, and into thick weeds. Except that losing a lure occasionally is the cost of doing business. Mistake number 6, mismatching your line and your lure. This quietly destroys your bait's action. The secret here is buoyancy. Fluorocarbon line is dense and sinks fast. If you tie it to a floating topwater frog, the weight of the line will drag the nose of the lure underwater, ruining its action. Braided line, on the other hand, floats. Use floating lines like braid or monofilament for surface baits or heavy cover. Use sinking lines like fluorocarbon when you want your bait to stay down near the bottom. Mistake number 7, the zombie retrieve. You cast out and steadily turn the reel handle at the exact same monotonous speed. Crank, crank, crank. Nothing in nature moves like a robot. Real prey panics, darts, stops, and twitches. When a bass sees a zombie lure, it might follow it, but it won't attack. You have to trigger their predatory instinct, add erratic life to your lure. Pause your retrieve for 2 full seconds. Twitch the rod tip. 90% of strikes happen the exact millisecond your lure stops moving. Mistake number 8, ignoring frayed line. You hook the fish of a lifetime, the rod bends, and suddenly, pop, the line snaps. It wasn't a bad knot, your line was damaged. Every time your line drags across a rock or rubs against a stump, it takes microscopic damage, reducing a 20-pound line to a 2-pound breaking strength. The fix is absolute discipline. After every snag or fish, run your fingers down the last 2 feet of your line. If it feels rough or nicked, cut it and retie immediately. Mistake number 9, breaking jaws. When beginners catch a heavy bass, they often grab it by the lower lip and hold it out horizontally with one hand for a photo. This puts the entire weight of the fish on the hinge of its jaw, hyperextending or breaking it. A bass with a broken jaw cannot eat and will slowly starve after release. If you hold a fish by the lip with one hand, hold it perfectly vertical. If you want a horizontal photo, put your other hand under its belly to support the weight. Mistake number 10, the biggest trap of all, extreme stubbornness. You caught a huge fish 3 weeks ago in one spot using a red crankbait. So you go back, tie on the same bait, and cast for hours without a bite, hoping it will magically work again. But the lake changed. The water temperature shifted. The sun moved. The bait fish relocated. The fish don't care about your past success. Adopt the 30-minute rule. If you fish a spot for 30 minutes without a sign of life, drop your ego and change something. Change your lure color, change your depth, or walk to a completely different part of the lake. Adaptability is your greatest weapon. Fishing isn't about conquering the lake. It's about listening to it. Fix these mistakes, and you will transform your frustration into heavy catches. I want to know, which of these 10 mistakes did you make on your last trip? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and tight lines.